everybody. Hello. I trust you all are having a fabulous day then. Alright, since today's world is so tempted running towards one thing in common, what is that? To become a leader, being a boss, being a manager, young CEOs, everyone wants that position for themselves, don't you think so? They want to be known as a leader, and most importantly, they want to be known as a successful leader, right? That one word, success, is important here. There is one thing that is highly required to become successful, and that is what? What is it? Confidence. There is a certain charm about people who have confidence. When they're around you, their personalities make you happy. You get inspired by them, motivated by them. Agree with me? Okay, good we spoke about confidence, because often confidence is slightly misunderstood. Do you agree with me? And today here on Skillopedia, we are going to learn the difference between confidence and arrogance. Now you guys should know this, that there is a thin line between the two. They can make or break your career. If you're confident, but if you're arrogant, it's done. Well guys, this is me, Meera, and you have joined me today to identify what kind of behavior you have and turn that into a much confident version instead of an arrogant one. Okay guys, so let me start with these two images right here. Okay, now observe this one. What do you see? Well, would you call this confidence or would you call this arrogance? Try to observe. Okay, now check this one out. What is this? Confidence or arrogance? Any observances? You can comment. Okay, now obviously what has happened is that the confident person has won your heart and probably put a nice smile on your face. Naturally, the arrogant one, you don't feel so good about it. It's the worst thing to have, guys. Now some people are worried that if they become confident, what if they cross that line and become arrogant? On the other hand, there are people who are worried that others might perceive their confidence as arrogance, right? It happens that, oh my God, what if they think I'm arrogant but I'm confident? Okay, now let me tell you a quick story about a girl. So this girl had to decide between two men, right? Whether whom she would like to marry. Now, the thing is, both were doing really well in their careers. Both of them liked her very much. They were very well educated with a nice family. So she decided to ask them one common question, and then based on that she would decide and choose. The question was, why should I choose you? So the one said, because I'm well settled in my career, highly qualified, and I can buy you anything you want. You will never fall short of anything, believe me. The other one said, well, I chose you because you're honest and you want to be with someone who doesn't misuse this quality, and you should choose me because I recognize that quality in you. Well guys, what do you think of this one? Which one was confident, the first one or the second one? And which one was arrogant, the first one or the second one? Difficult choice, right? I'll tell you what, you can believe me because I'm a woman myself. So the second answer was the confident one and not arrogant one. The first one seemed like an interview, that this is what we need to understand, right? That you should choose me because so and so. Now the thin line between both was the same, that what you choose to answer at what time and what words you choose. Now let us hear an interview example. When asked, why should we choose you over other candidates? One candidate said, you should choose me because I have what others don't have. I have been winning in every single competition I have participated in my college, and I am meant to lead. Now he thought that was confidence. On the other hand, the next one said, it is only fair to talk about my own self as I don't know other candidates. You should choose me because the company's goals and my interests and passion, it's a perfect match. Now, one is arrogant because, why? Because arrogance only has big words and loud words, but it lacks basic information about anything, about other things. Whereas the second candidate spoke only about himself, where he spoke well about the company as well. So he balanced it out, right? Who would get the job in this case? Try to answer this one, and who sounds arrogant? What happens is with arrogant people is that they stop learning, all right? And people with self-confidence along with humility are always learning, and success comes only to those who keep learning because they are the ones who keep growing. How would you identify when you are being arrogant, right? This is something we need to understand and know for ourselves. Now, for starters, when you think you are the smartest of all. If you are in the office and someone gives you an advice or tries to correct you and you completely ignore it. So your friends, they think you're grammatically incorrect and they're trying to tell you, but you ignore it. Basically, you don't like being questioned, and you're being a full stop to yourself and for your team's growth. Now you tell me, this stops my learning process, right? Of course it does, because you don't get to know the right thing. There you go. Now this is a cycle, my dear friends. Turn deaf ears to others. That means don't listen to others. Stop learning. Less knowledge, no success. Right? How can you fix this? Now, how can you turn this arrogance and this behavior and become confident? Take a step ahead and ask for honest feedbacks. Right? Go for it. Try to ask your co-workers, talk to your friends, ask questions and allow them to give you more information. Now, this way what you have done is you would develop a learning attitude. This attitude will help you improve continuously, and the cycle will thus break. And one more thing I don't want to forget to tell you is that learn to laugh at yourself, at your mistakes. Sometimes it's okay. Just chill. We're all humans. We all make mistakes. So it's fine, right? So people can tell you what's right and wrong. Just go for it. All right then. Now let us say I was supposed to reply to an important mail about which I just completely forgot, okay? So I was supposed to do this work and I forgot. My colleague reminded me, and at the same time, my boss received a complaint that I had forgotten to reply to some client's email. I was questioned by my boss, right? First I told her I had replied. I didn't tell her the truth, to be frank. Then I told her that I thought I had replied and kept giving reasons and reasons. I know, I should have accepted my mistake in the first go, right? So guys, the next time when you find people not admitting mistakes and blaming others and giving reasons, tell them, suggest them to accept their mistake and take accountability for their actions. And this is another way to learn when you are being arrogant and adamant about things. Confident leaders are humble, you guys. Try saying things like, "You're right, this was my fault." Don't see mistakes as a sign of weakness, as something that you need to understand. Learn from them is what you need to do. When you take responsibility for your failure, one day, I am sure about this, you will be given responsibility to make important decisions, and that's what success is all about, guys. Okay, so do you have friends who talk a lot about themselves? Well, we had this classmate, in college, and she used to always start telling her stories or any incidences with, I or me or mine, my mother and I. Do you know that day when I went there? She always had a habit of praising herself. Now, some classmates, including so many of our professors, actually thought of her as a confident young lady who spoke so much about herself and who could speak so much about herself. But you know what? When she was asked to lead our class in a project in a competition, she never made decisions that were beneficial to all of us, believe me. So that, so that we could win. Now, these are arrogant people whom I call self-centered people. Now, I know that a lot of people know this, but they don't understand that this is arrogance. Now, to get rid of this behavior, start with simple steps. Like, remember other people's names and basic things about them, right? So that you, instead of just speaking about yourself, you have someone else to talk about. As a confident leader, give priority to others you know around you by just simply supporting them, inspiring them, motivating them. Imagine a movie whose director, actor, producer, singer, music composer, editor, they're all the same. Can you imagine this? I cannot. Well, guys, this person is surely someone who likes to only brag about himself, just talk about himself, show off his talent, and the main point, do not give any opportunity to anybody else or to others. These people are also, they're the ones who don't like to praise others or to appreciate someone else. Someone who praises only themselves all the time and is often recognized as arrogant and not talented. Believe me, doing everything by yourself is not talent, it's just arrogance. I think so too. Now, how can you turn this around to become more successful? Start with simple things, guys. Just pat on someone's back when they do a good job. Say, well done, right? How about shaking hands with people and congratulating them? This way, you will slowly demonstrate humility, right? And motivate people around you. That's a great way to start. There's another sign to know that you're arrogant and not confident, right? Do you want to know what that is? And this is a real bad habit as well. These are the people who just don't care about anybody else's sentiments or emotions, or simply don't even respect them. Forget about caring about it. Saying things such as, that is so stupid. Oh, how dumb. Laugh on others' mistakes like, oh my God, how stupid. Their arrogance is seen in their communication style and skills, verbal as well as non-verbal. Now, for example, non-verbal example of arrogance. Shaking hands only with people with higher position or better position and not juniors, right? Whenever you're busy, when someone's talking and you're busy on your phone while others are talking, right? Raising voices when people are talking to one another, that's verbal. People do not remain loyal to such human beings. Do you know that? And they end up losing respect from them as well. Now, like I said, this type is the most rude one that I think. You really can work on this by thinking every time before you say anything. Simply set limits, verbal limits for yourself. For example, or non-verbal as well. For example, I will not look at my phone when others are talking to me. I will not use words such as stupid. I won't be able to do this, being negative, or you won't be able to do this, and be polite in your actions, right? Try to do that more often. You know what they say, right? The final test of a gentleman or any human is his respect for those who can be of no possible service to him. That's the final test. So guys, next time, make sure that you shake hands with one and all and include all of them together. All right, great job sticking through this video, guys, because now you know more than few people out there and how you can treat others as well as yourself much more kindly, make less mistakes, and learn from them. Remember, confident and successful people believe in themselves, right? Listen to others and accept their point of view as well. I'm sure you all will turn out to be fine people by the end of practicing each point. Okay? Well, putting a smile back on your face, please go ahead and practice all you can preach. I will see you soon with another lesson and another topic here on Skillopedia. For now, this is me, Meera, taking your leave. Bye.